Welcome to Beyond Baseball Shorts. I'm your host, as always, Jared Perkins. I have a very special guest, Sean Burke, right-handed pitcher with the Chicago White Sox. Sean, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we really appreciate you taking some time to join us. I guess tell us a bit more about you, just for the viewers that don't know you well. Tell us a bit about who you are in baseball and kind of
hmm
some of the passions that you have outside the game as well.
hmm So I grew up in Massachusetts. I'm from Sutton, a smaller town right outside of Worcester, Massachusetts. I grew up there. I went to St. John's High School, and then later, like you said, I went to the University of Maryland for 3 years before being drafted by the White Sox. I just finished up my first year with Chicago in the minors. Headed into my first full off season. I'll be living down in Nashville for the rest of the off season, so it'll be a little change of scenery for me, but I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Um, I guess hobbies and stuff outside of baseball, man, I like to play video games, I like to play basketball, just hang out with my friends, watch movies. One of my new hobbies this off season, I'm getting into golf. So
Nice.
I'm gonna try to get a little bit better at golf this off season.
Have you made any progress so far?
I've just been starting to play a little bit the past week or two.
Very
So
nice.
I'm getting a little bit better each day.
Yeah, you said that you played at the University of Maryland. How was that experience? Like, I went out there a couple times this year
Mhm.
just to do some scouting for Prospects Live. But talk about your experience at Maryland. I know your freshman year, I think you had Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
Take us a bit
Mhm.
into that as well, and kind of what the injury recovery process was like for you.
Mhm. Yeah, so I ended up tearing my UCL my senior year of high school. So I ended up missing the whole year of my freshman year. I was able to come back my sophomore fall for the first time. But I had an awesome time at Maryland. Yeah, I loved the coaches there, loved the program there. The school was awesome. My teammates were great. We had a really good team when I was there, so
Yeah.
I had an amazing time there. I thought, it was a great 3 years, and I would do it over again in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Coach Vaughn seems to really be changing the culture in that
hmm
entire program. That they've been
Yeah.
making a lot of progress.
100%.
How was your transition from college to the pros? I know a lot of times you're in that college level and you're kind of like the big fish sometimes, and then all of a
hmm
sudden you get to pros and everybody's at that same level, kind of
Yeah.
as you are.
hmm
What were some of the things that you implemented to kind of help you with that transition and kind of give you that upper edge as you made your way to the pros?
hmm Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's when you get to that point, everybody's was their guy coming out of high school or
Yeah,
college. So it's a lot of good players. Everybody's getting paid. Everybody's working their ass off to get to the top. And I think one thing that just stuck with me was this is something Coach Vaughn also preached a lot was that you know you're gonna fail at times, and that's okay, and that's gonna happen. In order to be successful, you need to fail first. And going into professional baseball with that mindset, it's like I'm going to do everything I can and prepare to my fullest to go out there and do well every single time I pitch. But at the end of the day, it is baseball, and you're going to have some bad starts, and you're going to have some bad stretches, and it's more about what you can learn from that and what you can take out of that and understand why you're struggling. And I think because the start of this year, I threw really well to start the year. Um, Tweaked my lat, missed about a week and a half with that,
mm,
and then when I came back, I had a really bad month. Like couldn't get anybody out for about a month or so. And the All Star break hit, and once the break hit, we went over some stuff, changed some different sequencing stuff, a few different cues, and after that, I kind of hit the ground running back after the All Star break. Stuff like that, being able to step back and kind of analyze what you're doing and not be so emotional, like why am I struggling, getting all pissed
yeah.
off, like being able to separate the two feelings and stick to what you're doing, stick to what your routine is that's working, and then be able to tweak and add changes based off the feedback you get from the games.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is trying to find those little things that you can do for improvement, and
hmm
leaving the performances behind because that's all in the
Yeah.
past. Now you got to kind of focus on the future and
hmm
things that come up with that. You talked a little bit about some of your passions that you've developed outside of the game.
hmm
And what are some of the things for baseball that you're doing or looking forward to this off season? And where are the areas that you're focusing on to improve
hmm
going into that 2023 season?
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, this is my first off season where I'm just doing baseball. Like I
Yeah,
was finishing up some school last year. Um, I had some other things on my plate this off season. I'm headed into it, and it's just full steam ahead, focus on improving and getting better. I mean, one thing I was really excited about is getting back in the weight room and just
yeah,
doing getting back after some heavy weight training, getting strong again. getting my body feeling good. I lost a little bit of weight during the season, so putting some weight back on and getting my body back under me. And then once I start throwing and getting into heavier throwing again, just continuing to work on my stuff. I'm trying to, make a few mechanical changes in the weight room and then doing some drills outside of that too. Um, and then hopefully that kind of just translates to all of my stuff. I have a few, minor little tweaks I'm trying to make on some of my pitches, but other than that, it's pretty much just stick with the same stuff I had, and then you just get better at executing and sequencing that stuff.
Awesome. Through your progress through player development and through the professional level, have you had some mentors that have been kind of played a huge role in kind of your development, not just as a
Mhm.
player, but as a person outside the game too?
Yeah. Um, I'd say my travel baseball coach in high school,
Mm,
E. Sadasu, we call him Coach E. He was one of my biggest mentors, and he's still texts me all the time. I talk to him on the phone all the time, just keeping him updated on how things going, bouncing questions off him. He's been a great resource for me. He helped me through the whole recruiting process in high school, and he's been a guy I could trust and go to with anything I needed. So I'd say he's probably my biggest mentor in baseball.
that's awesome.
Mhm.
And I guess going kind of a lot of the accolades have started to come in. You were kind of
Mhm.
you've been considered one of the top 10 prospects in the Chicago White Sox organization. How do
Mhm.
when those things start kind of rolling in, what goes through your mind as you kind of start getting more and more of those things on your
Mhm.
plate?
Yeah, they're nice to have, obviously.
Yeah,
I like to try to stay away from that stuff just because I
yeah,
feel like you get too caught up in it, you can start heading down the wrong path. So, um, obviously, like, you see your hard work rewarded and, you're reassured that you're in a position that you can go make an impact in the organization and make it up quickly. And then, you know, from that point, it's just how you play. At the end of the day, you still have to play well, you still have to get the job done they're asking you to do. So, when it comes to game time, all that stuff doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
Mhm.
And just kind of wrapping up into the last couple of questions. As you look into the off season, what is the go-to restaurant or food you're looking forward to him to get into on this off season?
Um, man, I don't know. It's my first off season down in Nashville, so I'm gonna have to check out some new spots down there. I have a couple bucket list places I want to check off and want to go. Um, but I don't know. I just want to experience some new stuff down there. Try
Are you gonna be
everything
like
out.
right
Get the lay of the
downtown
land.
Nashville?
I'm
Or
living like right outside of downtown, so it's
okay.
still in Nashville, but kind of just on the outskirts of the city.
I guess if you like country music, that's probably the place to
Yeah, I
be.
like country music. Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm
good.
looking forward to. Yeah, it'd be a fun time down there too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mhm.
I guess kind of rolling into the last question, just that as we focus on the human side of things, what advice would you have for like athletes making that leap from either high school or college ball into the pros and just trying to find themselves
Mhm.
outside of the game and finding their passions while they're playing the game of baseball that they love?
Mhm. I'd think I'd go back to don't be afraid to fail, don't be afraid to mess up and make mistakes. Everybody that's gonna happen to everybody at some point.
Yeah.
I think that you going through life or going through baseball, whatever it is, and you know, whatever your passion may be, just chasing that down and understanding there might be bumps in the road along the way, but the biggest thing is just keeping your head forward, keep trucking down, taking the bits and pieces of things you learn from life or from the game, and then just moving forward with that and becoming better at whatever you're trying to do every single day.
Yeah, that's an awesome way to wrap up. I think a lot of times people get lost in the all the lessons that you can learn from baseball can really be applied to just
Yeah,
life in
especially life.
general. Yeah.
100%.
Well, Sean, we wish you the most luck this off season going into the next season in 2023. And can't thank you enough for your time and joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No problem.